Hey YouTube, I'm 80 kilometers outside of the city. No, I didn't ride out here. Well, I drove the car out here. I've just been riding now for a couple minutes. We're riding to Omet Canyon, which is a beautiful canyon in the area. Nothing like the Grand Canyon, but it's quite a beautiful place. The ride there is about 15K, and then the last bit is a stiff climb, easily one of the biggest paved climbs in the area. There are probably tougher climbs around here, but they all generally seem to be on gravel roads. So it's been kind of unseasonably warm for a few weeks, and then it went back to normal. So it went back to normal and we got some snow. So all the snow was almost essentially gone, and then we got hit by another dollop. So yeah, the ride there isn't particularly exciting or interesting, just a nice country ride. But we get to go up that big hill, and then we get to come down that big hill. The only issue might be is officially the park is closed, so there's a gate down, so cars can't go up it. So I don't know, with this recent snowfall, because as we approach it, we do gain a little bit in elevation. It might still actually be covered with snow. So you see the cliffs up out in the distance. So Canada's longest suspension bridge is coming up, 500 feet, turn right. Why that sign isn't metric is beyond me. It's not open, I don't think, till May long weekend here in Canada. So I'll be coming out here to show you guys that on my motorcycle. Walk Canada's longest suspension bridge over Eagle Canyon. Goes for the season. Canada's longest zip line. 3K down that gravel road there. Like I said, oh, it looks muddy right now. Okay, we're coming off the turnoff to the canyon road. I'm going to come out here and explore that road later on. It's all wet yet, and looks like this road is snow covered. So looks like we'll probably be able to ride up it, but coming down, definitely not going to ride like in a nut job. Steep slope, 3 kilometers to canyon. Is it really that long of an uphill? 3-kilometer uphill? Maybe a couple K, but only one, maybe one, less than 1 kilometer of it is really, really tough. The gate. We'll work our way underneath it here. Oops. Let's see the other camera. Okay, well, this will be a tough climb to do when it's paved, let alone covered with snow. So I don't know if I'll be able to ride up all this in these conditions. Put it in the middle chainring already. We're definitely going to come down it slowly. I got my cell phone with me, but I don't even know if it works out here. I'll have to check. Got like 55 psi on my tires, so they're really hard. If it gets more snow covered, I might have to let some air out of them. Now my general fitness right now is pretty good, but definitely 10-15 pounds overweight. I'll have to come out here another time when I can actually come down this thing at high speed. So we're the only people I've been out here since the snow. There's no footprints in any of the snow. And nobody else has ridden their bike, which is not a surprise. I think it's about 5-6 Celsius right now. It was a little warmer in downtown Thunder Bay. We're right beside the lake. But the lake is way off in the distance, and we're gaining elevation. So it's a little cooler. We got some wildlife footprints. Yeah, I think where it turns right up that corner up there, I recall, is the hardest part. This is actually the first time I've ridden a bike up here. I'm out here on a car, and last summer on my motorcycle. No, this isn't the toughest part. Definitely pitched up a little, but I think it's this corner. Yeah. Now it goes up. Oh, thank goodness I'm riding my mountain bike. Use lower gear. I definitely am using the lower gear, especially riding through this snow. Very cool climb. Just too bad it's so far away from the city. Took 45 minutes to drive to the turnoff. My fitness isn't too bad. Definitely fitter than I was same time last year. Not that that's saying much. I had an accident December 2010. Never told you guys about it. I almost died. I was out on a bike ride and my crank snapped on the bike I was riding. It was a week before Christmas. There's a little bit of snow, but it was a nice warm day for winter, and my crank snapped. It was first generation race faced Next LP hollow aluminum with the carbon insert, and this is all secondhand information I'm giving you because I don't remember crashing. In fact, I don't even remember leaving the house to go for a ride. I went for that ride on a Saturday afternoon. I remember that Saturday morning I remember wanting to go for a ride. Next thing I remember is waking up in hospital 2 days later. No, I did not have my helmet on. Have one on today. Wearing a cross-country ski toque. And the paramedic, I live in a city of 110,000 people. It's an isolated city. Everyone knows everyone. The paramedic that got called to the scene is an avid cyclist. So I ended up seeing him at a bike shop a few months later, and he told me the whole story. And he was nice enough to take my bike in the ambulance instead of leaving a multi-$1,000 bike at the scene for someone to walk away with. So yeah, my crank snapped. I must have been out of the saddle when it happened. Took a header, smashed my head, skull fracture, some brain swelling. I spent a week in hospital. But man, laying on my back for a week, 24 hours a day, and then after that, I still wasn't quite right. Concussion and stuff. I tried going right back to work, but I couldn't stay on my feet for more than a few hours. Laying on your back 24 hours a day for weeks on end is not good for you. When I was finally, well, my doctor didn't want me, well, my neurosurgeon, I had a neurosurgeon, didn't want me exercising for a good couple months. Didn't want me to elevate my heart rate and blood pressure and stuff like that. So when I did finally start exercising, I was completely starting from scratch. So I do have some lingering after effects of the accident. I lost a little bit of my hearing in my right ear. And my sense of smell and taste have been affected. Sense of smell has been affected a lot. My sense of taste, just kind of certain things. Chocolate still tastes good, which is a big relief. But spicy foods, some spicy foods, I can sense the hotness, but can't sense any flavor. That was the toughest part we just did right there. I was talking the whole time. So once we get to the top here, it goes downhill to the main parking lot. And then it's a path to the actual canyon. I'm going to lower my tire pressure for the ride down. Kind of cool that it's covered in snow. Certainly made the climb tougher, but we'll have to be extra careful on the way down. Yeah, apparently when the paramedic came, a guy that I know, and he took me in the ambulance and started peeling off my clothes. I wouldn't let him. Apparently I had a violent episode. He had to sedate me. And I apologized to him for that. I don't remember anything. And trail over here too. And apparently when I got to the emerge, same thing happened. I got violent and I had to be restrained. They had to bring in the security guards to restrain me. I'm not a particularly big guy, but I guess when the adrenaline's going, you can be pretty tough. I remember nothing of it at all, which is kind of cool because since I don't remember the pain of crashing, because apparently I was conscious right after the accident, because a citizen who came upon me, I was talking to them, and I actually, one of the first things I said was, well, they came upon me and apparently I was bleeding out of one of my ears quite profusely, and there was a big stain of blood, pool of blood in the snow. But one of the first things I asked him to do was actually to call my father to come pick up my bike, because I knew something wasn't right, and I didn't want my bike to be stolen, even though I was close to a life and death situation. Cyclists are like that. Isn't it the same way when you have a bad crash, you're a group of cyclists, especially mountain bikers, you have a bad crash, and you go up to the guy, and you all right? You all right? And then the first thing he says, how's my bike? So we're about to go over a cool little bridge with a cool view. Oh. Yeah, it hasn't melted as much here, I guess, because the air temperature underneath the bridge is so cold. Look at the rear wheel, totally locked up. Wet, sloppy snow, holy cow, made my gloves soaked. So this isn't the main canyon, but nice view, big tree. Still have a few hundred meters to go to get to the actual nice view. It's not nice snow to pedal through. It's like heavy, sloppy, compacted. In the middle chainring, a 32 tooth on the back. I'm having a tough time pedaling through this. So wet. Okay, so we're coming out on one of the viewing platforms. So this is Omit Canyon. Let's see which of my camera's died here. It's the front tire view that died. So Olmec Canyon, not quite Grand Canyon, still pretty impressive and beautiful. A few theories as to how it was created. And that's the view east. No, sorry, west. So actually, when I was a kid, when you used to come out here, they didn't have any of these viewing platforms. They didn't, basically you walked right up to the edge of these cliffs. And now they have basically strict rules. Not that there's anybody really monitoring. They don't want you walking off of the trail. The other thing, there's all kinds of crevasses all through the area here that you can easily fall into, and they're quite deep, and you could die. I'm not sure if anybody has died out here. You can hear water melting and creating little waterfalls. Looks like it's the same spots every year. They've been cut into from the looks of it by the water. There's one more platform we're going to go check out over there, and then we're going to head back down. Be interesting to see if I can keep riding through this. Snow like this, you got to concentrate all the time because your front tire can go whip out from underneath you in any direction. You always got to be ready for it. Haven't seen any bear tracks, which is good. And the second viewing platform. So we came from around the corner over there where the other platform was. Around the corner there. And then we get a better view east of the canyon. So there must be a bit of a creek with runoff that runs down over there. Also, down at the bottom, there's actually plant life that shouldn't be growing this far south. It's actually, you'll find Arctic plant life down at the bottom, and I guess it has to do with the climate that's down there. It would only get a few hours of sunlight a day, and I guess it's cold down there. Yeah, so we're 1,000 kilometers away from the subarctic tundra where we are here, but there is plant life that only starts growing in the subarctic tundra you'll find at the bottom of this canyon. So in essence, well, I guess what they're saying is theoretically there's 1,000 kilometers of flora difference between the top of the canyon and the bottom. Okay, That's Olmec Canyon. Now we gotta get out of here. I don't know if I'll be able to ride up this hill here. I'm gonna give it a try though. Almost.